Imagine the flicker of a single spotlight in a vast empty gym. Dust motes drift in that golden beam as footsteps echo down the court's length. Heavy with purpose, I step into that light not as a legend, but as a young man once broken, doubting, desperate. I look at you from that place because I've been there. I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I can't accept not trying. These are my words, and they are alive in me. I share them with you not as platitudes, but as the raw confession of a heart that has tasted the harshest defeat, that has watched possibility slip through trembling fingers, because fear anchored the hand that reached. Every missed shot, every snub, every cut and rejection they built me, not in spite of failure, but because I faced it head on. Let those words breathe. Failure is real, and trying is your lifeline. I met failure so early I thought it was the only truth. In high school, I was cut from the varsity team. I looked at the coach's words. Plain but brutal, the squad didn't have room for me. My heart collapsed, but something else ignited. I stared at that dismissive roster and I felt the spark of defiance in my chest. That moment became a crossroads, fade away, or rise. And when the door slammed, I ran harder. Every afternoon, every evening, under the buzz of fluorescent lights and the squeak of sneakers, I chased the ball, rehearsed the jumper, chased that voice in my head, I will be better. And maybe you're there now. In that moment where a door closed and you believed it was over. But hear me, you're just getting started. Now feel the bleachers rise around you, crowds roaring. The smell of sweat and pine. The ball meeting the rim with a hollow thunk. That's where I rose. And you will too. Some people want it to happen. Some wish it would happen, others make it happen. Read that slow one. Wish, Nake. Stand there with me on that hardwood where I refused to be someone who merely wished. I became one of those who make it happen. Each day at Carolina, each game where I carried the load and defended, hustled, drove and sometimes failed to drive in. Asterisk, but even in loss, I learn it. In the 1982 NCAA final, we lost by a point. I missed the shot. Those final seconds replay in my mind as the echo of a lifetime of what could have been. My heart shattered, but I rebuilt it stone by stone. If you believe that your failure marks the end, I tell you, that is not the end. That is your beginning. Picture the glow of arena lights, sweat stinging your eyes, your muscles screaming, yet refusing to stop. That is the state where legends are forged. I was forged there. So are you. I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. Let that settle. I'm not bragging, I'm bearing my wounds. I lost games that felt like death. I watched teammates turn on me. I felt the explosive criticism when I didn't deliver, when the shot didn't go in, when I airballed in front of thousands. I tasted the bitterness of a missed chance in '85, when I kept taking jump shots that didn't fall and the criticism that said I couldn't shoot. But I stayed, and in staying, I worked. I trained more, I shot more. I fixed the shot that failed 9 times, and I made it the 10th. Stand where I stood when, in the 97-98 finals, I hit that championship-clinching shot despite a wrist so broken it throbbed with every heartbeat. I played through agony. My body tried to stop me, but my spirit would not allow it. That final shot didn't come from a perfect arc, it came from everything I had become by refusing to quit. In your hands, there is a story of that kind of persistence. Believe that. And so I write to you, yes. You, as if we are alone beneath that spotlight. The world beyond dim to silence. I write because I've been where you are. I've seen your face when it's lined in doubt. When your shoulders sag beneath the weight of expectations. Of your own fear. Of your own questioning. I know how the dark voice creeps in, whispering, why bother? You'll never make it. You're not enough. But I also know that voice is a liar. That voice is your fear, not your friend. Remember the road I traveled, blank jerseys in high school, the 23 that became my standard, the college game that cut deeper than any injury could, the Bulls drafting me and the weight of wearing a uniform that meant expectation, not safety. I was a rookie, and they expected me to save them. I missed. I stumbled. I didn't even know how to walk in that role. But I learned it. I learned it to not fear mistakes. I learned it to relish them, to see chair ball as a question. How can I not let this happen again? And that question sharpened me. See me now, locked in the film room after another brutal loss. The tape looped with every mistake I made. Maya's red voice hoarse, body tired but burning hotter than ever. I didn't say I quit. I said, Okay, I see you. Because that's how you grow, by facing the worst parts of your performance. Your life, your fears, and refusing to look away. Imagine Game 6 in Detroit, 91. They were chanting no rings, pushing me. My heart raced, but I filled it with calm. I drove, I defended, I pivoted, I flew. The crowd dissolved. I was not thinking about their doubt, I was playing beyond it. And when the final buzzer sounded, and the confetti fell, I stood taller not because I'd won a ring but because I had walked through doubt and came out the other side. That's the victory I'm telling you you can have. I want you to feel that in your bones. Your greatest victories live on the other side of your deepest struggles. When I say, I can accept failure, but I can't accept not trying, that isn't empty rhetoric. I said it after defeat. I said it after being the best player in the world yet feeling like a fraud. I said it when I missed more than I made and still turned around to shoot again. You feel like you're running out of time, or options, or belief, maybe all three. Don't stop. Try again, because what you'll find is that each try forges you anew. When I said, some people want it, others make it happen, I meant that the only difference between where you are and where you want to be is action. That action might be invisible to the world: early mornings, extra reps, late nights. It might be rewriting your story when everyone else has decided you're done. That's making it happen. It's playing through bruises, real or emotional. When your body or your heart begs for rest, it's saying not today, fear. Not today, failure. And when I said, I failed over and over and over again, and that is why I succeed, I didn't just mean the times the shot didn't fall. I meant everything that felt like final defeat: missed rings, trade rumors, being told you're washed, being benched. I took every single one of those failures and used it. You can too. Consider every setback a question. How will I come back even stronger? And then answer it with your actions. Visualize us now together on the line of that decisive shot. The buzzer hasn't sounded yet. The ball feels heavy but familiar. You breathe. I breathe. It doesn't matter if the odds say you'll miss. You aim with your soul. In that moment, if you dare to refuse failure, if you stand unbreakable inside your own belief, then in that moment you win. Not just this shot, but the war that's been raging in your mind. You are not defined by the shot you missed, by the hand that rejected you, by the moment you thought you had nothing left. You are defined by how you breathe in those moments and choose to rise again. Let me seal this for you. Hand reaching through time and space to touch your shoulder. I know fear is loud. I know doubt screams. I know exhaustion sinks its claws into your bones. But victory doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers in the quiet of dawn when you lace up your shoes. Sometimes it taps your shoulder at the very edge of giving up. That's when you turn around and say, no, not today. You act. You try. You fail. You rise. You try again. Because you got this.